Well, for today, I am going to take a look at the range that I get on just one battery on this bike. So stick around. Well, hello again, Internet. Welcome back to the channel. Yep, for today, I am going to take a look at the range that we get off of the integrated battery. And let's turn our light on here because we got a lot of people here, and that's good enough for a bike trail. A light for that. But the way that I'm going to do this is, rather than trying to drain it out in one quick ride, I'm recording on my ride with GPS, and I'll put that into a collection because we're only going to be about 25 miles today, and I'm expecting this to get to about 40 to 50 miles anyway with the just the one battery, and that'll let me know if I can save 11 pounds of weight on any rides that we're taking that are going to be less than that if I'm fully charged to start with. So what I'm going to do is I'll check back in with you when we get to a certain point. We're at 57.6 volts on this right now while we're pedaling. It should be at 58, but it's fully charged, and I'm recording the mileage on my ride with GPS. So I'll check back in with you when we get to a certain indicator of some type, whether it's mileage or whatever. Okay, we are out. Let's see. We got to go ahead and swing around here and rock and roll under this highway, and we'll let you know where we're at mileage-wise. We are at 56. Watch, you got a blind turn right here, Michelle. Nobody coming. We are at 56 volts, which is going to be in the 80 percentile, and we have only traveled for approximately 4.5 miles. So immediately that gives me concerns of what kind of mileage I'm going to get, but I do have some experience with this because we've got, several hundred miles on this right now. And how you doing today? Hello, puppy. Hello, puppy. I do know that this bike tends to drop quickly in the beginning, and then it holds on quite a lot going through. I'm anticipating, like I said, in a 40 to 50 mile range. So we will catch up with you, but yeah, we're down 2 bars and we're at right about 56 volts. And so we'll catch back up with you and see where we're headed. All right, so we're at 54.5. If I'm not using up energy, at about 55, which is going to be in the high 70s, low 80s percentage-wise. And we have been, according to this app, we have been 11.3. I'm not sure if I turned that one on at the same time. Let's see, well, 11.4, so I must have turned them on pretty close to the same time. So that's where we're at. We're in Umstead State Park right now, and I do want to give you out a public service announcement on these type of lights. And I'm not talking about this one specifically, but these type of lights, because I threw one, I have 2 of them, and I tossed one. How you doing? Coming by on the left. I tossed one of them lights away the other day because it wasn't taking a charge. It was dead and wouldn't take a charge. And I seen this one here when I was getting ready to go last night. Didn't have much of a charge. And so I just went to throw it on my phone charger. Nothing. And I thought, don't tell me, I've had these things for well over a year, probably close to 2 years, and both of them crapped out at the same time. So I took it in and I put it on a slow charger. Sure enough, it started charging. So if you try and charge your lights on a fast charger, they may not charge. Don't make the same mistake I made, because I threw one of them away, and it's, of course, already long gone now. So, but like I say, we're in the 54 to 55 volt range. We've only been 11.6, 11.7 miles, but I have a feeling we're still going to get the mileage that I anticipated, 40 to 50 on this. So I'll check back with you. I'll check back in with you again. Okay, you can see we are at 52 volts. We have been 25.3 miles on this ride. We still have about another half a mile or so to go on this. We've been 3 hours on here, and let's see if we got our average speed here. Our total average speed was 8 miles an hour, but our moving speed, and I do know, my average moving speed we kept at 11.4 miles per hour. I am hoping that that is not too blurry because I had the camera so close. But we're right at 52 volts, which is going to be about 50% battery left. We're at 25.3 miles. We'll get to right about the 26 miles on this ride. Then we'll pick up another one. We're not going to charge the battery, but we're going to pick up another ride after this. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But we'll catch up with you then. I've been riding it without using the throttle. I'm just using pedal assist because I'm wanting to do basically the type of riding that I do and see what I get on this, but I'm going to share it with you guys what we get. So we'll pick up with you on the next one. I just thought this would be a better place in a parking lot to go ahead and check in with you. So we'll catch you again. Okay guys, we are at 52. We started out at 52.2 volts, which is going to be right around the 50% mark. We're at 25.9 miles on this battery. We had some thunderstorms last evening, so this is the next morning. So the battery is sat there, you know, throughout the night. And they'll tend to come up a little bit on that if they set for a period of time. But we're going to take off again. We're going to have a little faster average this morning, as this is a weekday morning and I like to get things set up early in the shop. So we'll probably only go about 10 miles today, something in that framework. It's a little bit on the cool side with it rained last night. But we're at 25.9 miles, and then we're going to add to it. Now today, I have put on the range extender battery. It is turned off. If I take out the integrated battery, then the whole thing shuts down. The whole thing would shut down. But this way, if it goes dead on me, if we lose a lot at the very end, well, I'll be able to get home under power without pedaling this heavy thing. So, all right, we're off on it. Let's see where we get. Okay, guys, I want to try something here. We just dropped down to 2 bars, but it's probably because of what I tried. I'm going to use the throttle here, and I notice it still works pretty good. It'll still get me up to 20. We're at 49.7 volts. There's 50.2. But when I use the throttle, the watt gauge is not going to come up for a while. And there it finally kicked in after all that time. Now it did get me up to, I think, 21 miles an hour on the throttle, so it's still got the power, but it is being affected. And like I say, we're down to essentially in the 20 percentile mark. We have been 31, almost 33 miles. Let's see, we got 26, 32. Yeah, we're almost 33 miles, but it may not get the mileage that I was hoping it would get. I have not used throttle on this. Now I am keeping a pretty good average. It's at 15.2 now because I've slowed this down, but it was at 16, right at 16 mile an hour average. And so I'm keeping a pretty quick average. I'm not using the throttle. I wanted to experiment with it right there, and that sure did suck it up. The only time I used the throttle on our ride yesterday was when we had to take that little off-road section and there was certain times where I would stop and, you know, plant a foot and hit the throttle just to throw the front end up in the air and try and pull it around. But other than that, I don't use the throttle. So we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. But we're just about to be at 33 miles here. We're just about to tick over to 33 miles. And we're at 50.3 volts right now. We'll see how far it goes. I think it's going to be pushing it to get to the 40. I might try and get there today. We'll see. Okay, guys, we're going to call it for this ride. We're setting at 50 volts. When I start to pedal, it drops to 48, 49 volts. 2 bars left. We're in a 20 percentile mark. I forget how far you can go down before a 52 volt system essentially dies. We are going to be just about 35 miles. So I have a feeling that 40 to 50 mile range was being a little bit generous, but we'll see. I got to call it for today because I got to get in and get some things started. You know, it'd be nice to make some money to pay for these things. So we'll try and maybe finish this out a little bit later today though. So, but yeah, we're in the 20 percentile range and we're right at 35 miles. Time we get into the shed, we'll be at about 35 miles, maybe 34.9 or something like that. And we're at 50 volts left. So we'll pick it up on the next ride. Okay, we're looking at a standstill. We was looking at 50 volts. We're at 35.5 miles right now. We're just taking back off on another. This is the evening. And we just left it sitting here today. It had 3 bars when I came back, or 2 bars when I come back in, but it had 3 when I pulled out right now. So we'll see. I don't know, it's getting kind of late in the evening and I'm an early riser, like 3:30. So I don't know if I'll kill it all out tonight or if I'll wait until morning. But we'll let you know when we get to a point. Right now it's running at 49.8% as I am using a little bit while pedaling. All right, we're down to 2 bars now. At a standstill at 49.5 volts. If I start to pedal it, we're gonna experiment here. We're at 36.5 miles. I wanna see what happens. We still got 2 bars left, 49.6 volts. But I want to see what kind of power we have at that point. So I am going to use the throttle here just to see what it does here. I know that'll affect my mileage. But honestly, still climbing at 22 miles an hour. It went up to 22. 22.1. I backed off. I don't want to destroy the battery. Okay guys, we are right at 40 miles now. I'm still showing 49.1 volts, and which they're calling it 2 bars, so in the 20 percentile. I think that's, the chart that I have would show that being as a higher percentage than that, but we're gonna take it for what it's worth, because there's, you know, there's 10 bars there, but it's a 49.1 volt, and then it just dropped to 47.2, 48 as I started pedaling, 47.6. I'm up in pedal assist 3 pretty consistently now, but as quickly as it drops at the beginning, it tends to hang on towards the end. So I think we're going to get to the 45 miles, and you know, that's what I expected in the beginning, 40 to 50. And then about, I guess about 30 miles in, I was really questioning whether that was even going to make it to the 40. But of course we did. And we're still at, like I said, 48.9 volts right here. So we're going to ride through some other neighborhoods. We are losing a little bit of power, very slight amount. And more than anything, it's affecting the display, and I'll show you what I mean. And again, I don't hit the throttle a whole lot. I don't know if you can even see this, but the throttle is not going to show anything going. See, it's very slow. There, it finally jumped up after a while, the gauge on how many watts you're using. And I need to quit. Oh, that dropped it to 1 bar. But we've not done that a whole lot. But we're getting towards the end, so it looks like we're going to probably get about 45 miles, right in the middle of that estimate that I had thought. So we'll let it go until that last bar maybe starts to flash, or maybe we'll just stop it at the 45 miles and call that a test. You know, I do have my other battery on it now, so I'm carrying an extra probably 11 pounds with me, but it's turned off. It's not connected in, and so that way I don't have to ride this heavy thing home. Okay guys, I'm gonna call it. We're right at 45 miles here. I still have a bar left and 47.8%, but I can feel it kind of surging a little bit. I could maybe pull that extra 5 miles out of it to get the, you know, up to the 50 miles, but I'm not interested in putting the motor through them surges that come in from that. But I am going to see what happens here. I'm going to go ahead and hit the throttle because it does have good power, but like I say, the sensors are not working as well when you get down that low. But I'm going to hit the throttle here. We're on a bit of an incline and see what we get here. Might kill it. Whoop, there it went. So we're right at the 45 miles. Yeah, we are right at the 45 miles, and when I hit the throttle, that killed everything off. Now, but that's, I mean, right dead smack in the middle of where I had anticipated that it would be. So that's what we're going to do here. We're just going to turn this switch on right here, and we'll watch that battery gauge, if you can kind of see it. Hey, battery gauge. There, it's starting to come up. 57.8, 57.7. It's just starting to rise right on up. There's 57.7 volts on there now. But that puts us, let's stop this. Finish that ride. This is C space R-I ride space 3. Save it, and we'll throw it into the collection. We went an average of about an average of 15 miles an hour moving speed throughout everything. I rarely use the throttle. I used it a couple of times during this run to see what it was like, and we really had pretty decent power right up until you know, the last 10-20%, even down to 10%. We still had pretty good power within the last 5 miles. But like I said, it was surging on those sensors a little bit, and I'm not interested in having it do that. So that's going to wrap it up. 45 miles. That means, as far as I'm concerned, I am safe. Oh, wait, let's turn that back down there a little bit. I had it up to 3 because we were on low power. I'm going to consider myself safe for a 40-mile ride without taking the extra battery, which means I can save 11 pounds on my ride. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hey, the Southern e-bike, and look at this. I'm right here at home, man. And I got, for total mileage on this, that was 17.5 amp hours. Now my range extender battery is 21 amp hours. So that should put me pretty close to about 100 miles with both batteries. But that's going to wrap it up for this one right here. Hey, this is Southern e-bike, and if you like this, go ahead, hit the like. And if you'd like to see some more, hit that subscribe. We'd love to have you as part of the family here. And so, yeah, that's all I got for this one. So till the next one, hey, stay safe, God bless, and keep the wheels rolling. Once again, we're out.